let's see question number 55. So what question number 55 says is, let x bar, which is 11 by 3, 2 by 3, 0, be an optimal solution of the following linear programming problem P. There is a problem, linear LPP problem given, and we have to find the sum of the PQR, where PQR is an optimal solution of the dual of the problem P. Okay, so there are a lot of things needed in here. We will try to get that step by step. So first of all, what is given to us is the optimal solution is x1 equals 11 by 3, x2 equals 2 by 3, and x3 is 0. If you observe in an LPP here, when we do convert these inequalities into equalities, we will get three variables, s1, s2 and s3. These are slack variables, right? So when we have to solve this LPP, there are total 6 variables, right? There are 6 variables and 3 equations. So 6 minus 3, 3 of them must be 0. 3 must be 0, that is also called as non-basic variable, basic, and 3 must be basic. Okay. So what we know is x1 and x2 are in fact basic variables, and x3 is a candidate for non-basic variable. Let's see. There can be a situation where in fact the basic variable can also take a value 0, but we will see if that is the case here. Okay, so now other candidates are like s1, s2 and s3. We have to check how many of these or which of these are 0. That means which of these are basic, which of these are non-basic. Okay, let's put these values in the equation, then let's see what happens. If we put the value of x1, x2, x3 in these 3 given equations, considering that there is s1, s2 and s3, and we have converted the inequalities into equations. Okay, so if I put there, it is 2 times 11 by 3 in the first equation, 4 times 2 by 3, x3 is 0 and s1 is equal to 10, which implies 22 plus 8 by 3 plus s1, which is 10, which implies 30 by 3, which is 10, plus s1 is 10, which implies s1 equals to 0. Okay, so I got s1 0. Okay, in the second equation, if I put x1 minus x2, 11 by 3 minus 2 by 3 plus s2 equals to 3, which implies 3 plus s2 equals to 3. Okay, which again implies s2 is 0. Okay, and what about the third equation? If I put 2 times 11 by 3 plus 3 times 2 by 3 plus s3 equals to 11, which implies 22 plus 6 by 3 plus s3 equals 11, which implies s3 equals to 11 minus 28 by 3, which is positive, right? Which implies s3 is non-zero. Okay, so that's fine. We have 3 variables which are 0 at the optimum, which are s1, s2 and x3. So these are non-basic variables, and x1, x2, s3. These 3 are the basic variables for here. Okay, so the conclusion from here is basic x1, x2 and s3, right? And non-basic are s1, s2 and x3. Okay, good. So now from here onwards, we will use the main very important theorem of duality, which is complementary slackness property. Complementary slackness, which in short compares between the compares between the variables of primals and dual. There is in fact a relation between the primal variables and dual variables. Okay, so I will briefly say that relation. The relation says is, okay, if x1, okay, there is a relation in between x1 with respect to a1, x2 with respect to a2, x3, a3, s1 with y1, s2, y2 and s3, y3. What are these? Okay, A1, A2, A3 are dual slack variables. Dual slack variables, right? And these are the decision variables of the dual. Decision variables. So what complementary slackness says is, if x1 is basic, it implies A1 non-basic. Implies this is the relation. One is basic, other is non-basic. That's straight away relation. Anywhere, I mean double. If A1 is basic in the dual, we can straight away say that x1 will be non-basic here. So what we got is these are basic. So from this and the complementary slackness, what we conclude is, in the dual, the basic variables will be S1. Corresponding to S1 we have Y1 will be basic. Corresponding to S2 we will have Y2 will be basic. Corresponding to S3 we have A3 will be basic. Other will be non-basic. Other means A1, A2 and Y1. So these are non-basic variables. Okay. So, but we have to find the value of, like, when we write the optimal, like y is equal to, they have given PQR. This means this PQR is the value of Y1, Y2 and Y3 itself. Okay. So, because when we write the optimal solution variables, we just write the decision variables. We don't write the values of slack variables, right? So, which means R is straight away 0 here. And we have to find just P and Q. We have to just sum up them and that's our answer. Okay. So, how to do that? Another theory here is, simplex table is in fact very good relationship in between primals and dual variables. So in simplex, if I just draw it for illustrative purpose, suppose x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3. So this is the primal simplex table, and our current decision variables are x1, x2 and s3. And then here comes Cj minus Zj. This. So here it is 0, here 0 and here 0. Here we don't know what the values are, but the theory says these values corresponds to the optimal value of the dual of the problem. I mean minus of these values. So corresponding to x3 will have minus of a3. This will be minus a3. Corresponding to S1, the Cj minus Zj will give you minus of y1 at the optimum of the dual. Corresponding to S2, you will get minus of y2 at the optimum of the dual. So just we have to find the Cj minus Zj of the primal problem, and we will get, in fact we just have to find these two values, because our target is to find P plus Q, and this will be P, this will be Q. That's it. So we'll use the matrix representation of dual matrix representation of simplex table, because we just have to find this column in order to find this value, because Cj is this, which are all 0 cost variables, right? Because these are slacks, so cost corresponding to those in the objective function is 0, and Zj is in fact this cost matrix here into dot product of this cost matrix and this column. So for matrix method, B. So B, this is the matrix of coefficient of basic variables in the optimal. Right? Basic variables are x1, x2, x3, and corresponding to these basic variables, the matrix will be, we have to look for the coefficients in the primal. Okay, x1, 2, 1, 2, x2, okay, I have to write it, x1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, x2, 4 minus 1, 3, x2 will be 4 minus 1, 3, and S3 will be 0, 0, 1. Okay, so this will be my B matrix, and the CB, which is the cost matrix for the basic variables, the cost of x1, x2, s3 in the objective function, which is 4, 1, 0. Because S3 is the slack variable. 4, 1, 0. Okay. We have to find this columns particular. In fact, just Cj minus Zj values. As also Okay, for these two variables I write like C4 minus Z4, these two values, right? This value is I represent by C4 minus Z4, this value I will represent by C5 minus Z5. Okay, now C4 is 0, I know C4 is 0, also C5 is 0, so I just have to find minus ZG, right, which will be equal to minus Y1. In fact, minus Z4 is minus Y1 and minus Z5 will be minus Y2, which implies just Y1 will be Z4 and Y2 will be Z5. Okay. So in particular, the Zj is equal to CB P inverse Pg. This is the equation in the matrix form to find the Zj values. In the primal coefficient matrix, what is P4? It will be 1 0 0, and what is P5? It will be 0 1 0. Okay, and let's just calculate what is CB B inverse. Okay, for that I think we have to know first B inverse. B is this. Okay, so we have collected all the necessary equipment to solve our problem. So CB is, okay, what was CB? CB is 410. CB is 410. B matrix is 240. Okay, 240. 1 minus 1 0 2 3 1 minus 1 0 2 3 1. Okay, so we have to find B inverse, and without taking much time, I hope you know how to find the matrix inverses. I write it here straight away. B inverse will be 1 by 6 140 1 minus 2 0. It's 2 6. Okay, this is B inverse, and now we have to find Z4 and Z5, and for that purpose we have to straight away compute what is CB B inverse. Let's compute. This will be easy. CB B inverse. Okay, I'll do it here. CB B inverse will be simply 410 times 1 by 6 into 1 1 minus 5 4 minus 2 minus 2 0 0 6. This will be 1 by 6 times 5 14 0. Okay, you can do this calculation. This is easy. And now, as we have baked everything, now let's straight away find what is Z4, which is equal to CB B inverse P4, which is equal to 1 by 6 5 14 0 times 1 0 0, which is equal to 5 by 6, and Z5, which is equal to CB B inverse P5, which is equal to 1 by 6 5 14 0 times 0 1 0, which is equal to 14 by 6. So P equals to 5 by 6, and Q equal to 14 by 6, and what we want is P plus Q, which is 14 plus 5 by 6, which is 19 by 6. It's approximately 3.17 or 3.1667. Okay, so this is our final answer. Yeah, this was a pretty big question, but I hope you have understood it properly. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye.